Hey guys, this is Chapter 2, Behavior Modification, and we're going to be talking about a lot of mental health topics, so hopefully you'll enjoy this one. And if you know anything about SMART goals, we're definitely going to get into this today. So the objectives for Chapter 2 are going to be, we're going to learn the effects of environment on human behavior, understand the obstacles that hinder the ability to change behavior, and we're going to explain the concepts of motivation and locus control, identify the stages of change, and describe the process of change. Also, we need to explain the techniques that will facilitate the process of change, describe the role of SMART goal setting in the process of change, and be able to write specific objectives for behavioral change. And this one, you'll just have a small assignment, and you're going to need it for the rest of the semester. Nearly all Americans accept that exercise is beneficial to health and see the need to incorporate it into their lives. 70% of new and returning exercises, however, are at risk for early dropout. It means most people aren't adhering to a healthy lifestyle. Why is that? How many of you guys are guilty of that? So this is the exercise dropout cycle. Most students understand that they should be exercising. They sign up for the course, finish the course, and stop exercising. They offer a wide array of excuses, and then a few months later, they realize once again that exercise is vital and repeat the cycle. Most of the behaviors we adopt are a product of our environment, which includes family, friends, peers, homes, community, culture in general. We live in a toxic environment when it comes to fitness and wellness. From childhood all the way up until our adulthood, we observe, learn, emulate, and gradually we incorporate into our lives. Most activities of daily living, which a few decades ago required movement or physical activity, now require almost no effort and negatively impact health, fitness, body weight, and a risk for premature death. Modern day architecture reinforces these unhealthy behaviors. Most jobs these days do not require physical activity, and if you live on the outskirts of Charleston, walking, jogging, and biking trails are few and far between. Also, I've lived in a different country before, in Europe, in Lithuania, and you know what? They place a high priority on bicycling and walking. Not like here, it's totally different. Health experts recommend us to walk 5 to 6 miles per day. That's 10 to 12,000 daily steps. Unfortunately, we do a lot more sitting, which there's an increased risk for all-cause and cardiovascular disease mortality. Unfortunately, every hour of sedentary TV watching per day, our life expectancy decreases by 22 minutes. Why are we becoming a nation of overweight and obese people? Well, there's an overabundance of food, a surplus of 500 calories per day per person after wastage. Need for profits. Food suppliers advertise to encourage consumers to buy their products. Lives centered on food with non-stop eating occasions. We biggie size everything. There's a biggie size everything. Hello, we have Sam's Club. Come on. Restaurant environment and servers encourage more eating. Would you like to look at the dessert menu? Of course. We have a disregard for hunger when we're snacking. Duh. Value marketing encourages purchasing more. Free soft drink refills. Who hasn't taken advantage? Values govern behavior as people look to conduct themselves in a manner that is conducive to living and attaining goals consistent with their beliefs and what's important to them. We have to maintain core values, which requires living the principles involved to reap the benefits. What are your values and your behaviors? Core values change throughout life based on education and the environment in which people live. Learning and gaining a belief about a particular issue is most critical in the establishment of values. And here's a nice little chart of how this is executed. So we all have habits. They're familiar cues that are applied in performing automatic behavior. They usually occur in known environments, and they can be changed by deliberate choice. They come from the basal ganglia, the brain area where habits are formed, and dopamine plays a key role. Steps to create helpful behaviors and break undesired habits. We have to recognize the biological processes first and repeat new behavior under similar circumstances and consciously prepare to eliminate these bad habits. This takes place in the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for long-term goals and complex thought processing. So willpower is self-control, and it's a limited resource, and it's depleted as the day continues. Factors that increase willpower are exercise, go figure, adequate rest, quality time spent with others, and daily meditation, which actually helps develop the self-control muscle. The most common reasons people make unhealthy choices are called the barriers to change. This includes lack of core values, procrastination, preconditioned cultural beliefs, gratification, risk complacency, complexity, indifference, and helplessness. There's also rationalization and illusions of invincibility. There's greater detail about all these barriers in the outline I provided you in Oaks. So last question, when in our lives is it the best time to implement a healthy lifestyle program? Well, the sooner the greater will be in health benefits and the quality of life that lie ahead. So the sooner the better. Here's another important term, which is self-efficacy. It's a belief in one's own ability to perform a given task. It exerts a powerful influence on people's behaviors and touches virtually every aspect of their lives. The knowledge and skills you possess and further develop determine your goals and what you do and what you choose not to do. What sources from most to least influential affect self-efficacy? So we have mastery experiences or personal experiences. These have had the successes and failures, and they are the best contributors to self-efficacy. We also have vicarious experiences that are provided by role models, and those admirers also influence personal efficacy. Verbal persuasion of one's capabilities to perform a task also contributes to self-efficacy. Physiological cues that people experience when facing a challenge are the least significant source of self-efficacy. Motivation is often the explanation given for why some people succeed and others do not. The locus of control is the extent to which individuals believe they can influence the external environment. Internal locus is a control of results when individuals believe they have control over the events in their life. These people are healthier and more successful to adhering to exercise. The opposite is an external locus of control. These people usually feel powerless and vulnerable and at greater risk for illness and slower recovery from illness. There are three major impediments to improving internal locus of control. These are problems with competence, problems with confidence, and problems with motivation. For some solutions for competence, you identify and work to master the skills needed, and you select the environments and activities in which the skill already exists. Solutions for confidence is to give the situation a fair try and put forth an honest effort. You want to visualize success and divide large or complex tasks into easier to attain subunits. And for a solution with motivation, you want to gain knowledge about why a change should be contemplated. You want to set goals after realizing what direction to take. When it comes to a healthy lifestyle, there may not be a second chance. So for changing behavior, the first step in addressing behavioral change is to recognize that you indeed have a problem. And there are 5 general categories of behaviors addressed in the process of willful change. They are stopping a negative behavior, preventing relapse to a negative behavior, developing a positive behavior, strengthening a positive behavior, and maintaining a positive behavior. And like I told you before, make sure you just know the detail a little bit, and it's all from the outline in Oaks. There's several behavior change theories, but the main one I want you to know is the trans-theoretical model, which illustrates 6 stages of change that usually occur in a successfully willed process of behavioral change. Applying these during each stage of the model increases the success rate for change. The stages in this model are pre-contemplation, where you do not wish to change; contemplation, where you're contemplating change over the next 6 months; preparation, where you're looking at change within the month; action, where you're implementing change for 6 months; maintenance, where you're maintaining change for 5 years; And the last one's termination adoption, where you're maintaining the change for more than 5 years, and it's a part of the individual's lifestyle, where the past obstacles do not pose a substantial relapse threat. And it is the ultimate goal for all people searching for a healthier lifestyle. And this is a nice example of the stages of change and the supportive behaviors. Relapse is to slip into unhealthy behavior or to regress in the stages of the trans theoretical model. It may occur at any level after the pre-contemplation stage. No, it's not a failure, but a useful learning experience. So with the process of change, there's goal setting and the evaluation. You can't achieve a goal without changing behavior. Behavior either facilitates or interferes with the ability to accomplish a goal. Therein lies the SMART goals. What does it stand for? Anybody know? So in this particular book, SMART stands for specific, measurable, acceptable, realistic, and time specific. I know in other books, they stand for a little bit something different, like acceptable could be achievable or attainable, and time specific could be time bound. For specific, you need to state what you want to accomplish. Measurable, these are goals and objectives that need to be measurable. Acceptable, these are goals you need to set for yourself, and they need to be consistent with your other goals. Realistic, they have to be within reach. And time specific, these goals, they need to have a deadline. So for your homework, you need to write down your SMART goals, either on the Word doc or the PDF I have provided you with. It's attached under the chapter content, and turn it in on the Dropbox by 5:30 p.m. on Saturday.